Here is everything you will ever need to know about bowling shoes explained. Similar to many other sports, bowling has a very unique pair of shoes that you have to wear when bowling. So, what is different about bowling balls is the heels of the bowling shoes are very, very tacky. So, they will stop whenever you put weight on your heel. But the front part of the shoe, the sole, actually has a sliding pad on it, which means that when you go into your final step, you will actually slide a little bit before you stop. And why do we do this? That's to protect the knee. So you have a lot of momentum going to the line in bowling. So when you slide, you actually take away some of that pressure off of your knee. If you don't slide, all of your force, all of your torque goes into your knee, and that can cause many problems down the line. So, what kind of bowling shoes fit best for you? In my opinion, there are three different types of bowling shoes out in the world. There are the beginner, the intermediate, and the advanced shoes. Now, we're going to start with the beginner shoes. These usually range around $40 to $60. These shoes will have slide pads on both feet, on the left and the right shoe, and then the heels will also be tacky on both the left and the right. These are for if you're lefty or righty, it doesn't really matter. You can wear both. So these are going to be your first shoes you ever buy. I personally recommend stay away from house shoes all the time. They are gross. They are very, very bad. Just not good shoes. I would go buy your own pair. 40 to 60 bucks is cheaper than most tennis shoes. You can get a lot of use out of them, especially if you bowl league. So the beginner shoes are always going to be a good step one. They're usually very comfy. They're usually pretty cool colors, honestly, now compared to what they were 10 to 20 years ago. And they are very nice in general. One of my favorite pairs of shoes is the KR Strikeforce Flyer knits. These are fantastic. I have them on the screen right now. One of our best-selling shoes at the Pro Shop. Highly, highly recommend something like this. Let's jump over to intermediate shoes. So these shoes are going to be a little bit different. They have interchangeable bottoms on them. So both the soles and the heels of the shoe can be switched in and out to have less tackiness or more tackiness. Why does this matter? Well, if you're bowling in multiple bowling centers, you sometimes will have one that has very sticky approaches. They could be wood approaches. They could be weird synthetics. They could be buffing them out every day. There can be many different things. So having a different pair is always a necessity if you're bowling in multiple centers because they will always have different approaches. Now, I personally recommend intermediate shoes for anybody that bowls tournaments or leagues in multiple centers. This is also a good pair of shoes to get after your beginner pair because these are going to fit if you're a righty or a lefty. If you're a right-handed bowler, you only need a slide sole on your left shoe. The right shoe can virtually be a tennis shoe because you're not sliding off of it, you're just pushing off of it. So with an intermediate pair of shoes, you can do this. Intermediate pairs of shoes usually range around $120 to $190. I personally like this side of shoes the best. I think most people should have intermediate pairs. I'll explain why when we go to advanced, but this is easily going to be your best pair that you can get. Jumping over to advanced shoes, these are going to be the most expensive shoes money can buy. These are always over $200, usually $200 to $250. Now, the extra things with these shoes is they're going to have the highest quality. They're going to have the best leather or just the best material in general, according to the bowling shoe companies. They will always have interchangeables, soles, and heels for both shoes. That's pretty common. They're going to be usually the most comfortable shoe. Sometimes they're going to be the newer, more unique colorways or newer, more unique types of shoes. But the other big thing that's going on with bowling shoes now is the BOA system. For anyone who doesn't know, a lot of golf and bowling shoes are going away from regular laces and have a system where there is actually a knitted material that goes through your shoe where the shoelace would be, and then you just have a little knob that can tighten your shoe for you. Is it better than actual laces? I don't know. I'm a fan of laces. I have the BOA system right now. It's okay, not amazing, but that is what every top tier pair of shoe is going to have. Most of the professionals and a lot of higher tournament guys have these kinds of shoes. Do I recommend them? I don't think so. The intermediate and advanced are very, very similar shoes. There's just a big price point difference. And finally, bowling shoes usually last 2 to 4 years. I would not recommend having shoes longer than that. Like tennis shoes, you can, but there are going to be problems that come up. I know mine wore out after about 2.5 years. So a lot of people get around that range before they have to get a new pair of shoes. Because of that, I usually don't recommend the top tier shoe. Will they last longer? Maybe. I'm honestly not positive. They just haven't been around all that long to be able to warrant getting new shoes like that. So if you're looking for a new pair of shoes and you're just starting bowling, beginner pair, $40 to $60, don't spend more than that. If you have a beginner pair and you want to go one step up, go to these intermediates, $100 to $190. If you have an intermediate and you just want better quality, try the advanced out. But in general, I would recommend the intermediate side. If you have any other questions on bowling shoes, let me know down below in the comments. I'll try to answer as many as I can. Otherwise, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this.